Earlier this year, we took a trip to Europe. While we were in Scotland, we visited Eilean Donan Castle. This place is famous for scenes in Highlander, the movie. There can be only one. It's also famous in Catherine's family. They have some history there. So, yeah, that's where we went. Of course, while we were there, Catherine had to visit the gift shop and she bought this picture. Because this place is special to us, she really wanted to have the picture framed, but it's not a standard size in New Zealand. So here's an opportunity. Off to the workshop we go. I'm going to make my very first picture frame. Originally, I was going to try and use this driftwood I milled up, but if you've been following along, you'll know that we are renovating our bathroom and we have these floorboards from the hatchway that I've already torn out. So let's see how they come up. Let's head over to the planer and tidy these boards up. There's a little groove in the bottom of them, so we need to remove that. Pretty easy, and they came up looking very nice indeed. It's Rimu, which is a native timber here in New Zealand. It's a medium density kind of soft wood. And you can start to see how it will look. I think it's going to come up very nicely indeed. Very promising. Across to the edge jointing jig to take the grooves off from the tongue and groove. And the table saw should make quick work of that. That blade looks a little bit high to me. Maybe I should have noticed that. Hey little guy, what you doing? Alright, so we got away with the first board, but holy shit, what was that? Did I hit a nail? What's going on? I was very careful with the nails, there shouldn't be any nails in there. What happened? Just not sure. Let's try another one. More sparks. What have I done? What have I done? I'm still looking for nails. There's no nails on there. There's no nails on there. Definitely clean as a whistle, but here's the problem. I hit the clamp. I hit the clamp twice. Not just once, I hit it twice. I told you that blade height looked a bit high. I need to be careful in the future. Sorry, Mr. Table Saw. Alright, let's rip the rest of these guys down to 40mm now that crisis is over. Be very careful to set the blade height before I make the cuts. And yeah, easy done. 40mm just gets rid of all of the rubbish, the broken and nasty bits. It leaves me with these nice clean boards. And how's that? It's starting to look like a frame. Really coming together now. Right, next thing is just to make a little rabbit, a small rabbit on the inside edge of these boards at the back. I'm just using the sacrificial fence on the table saw to get right to the edge, and I'm just using a standard blade because the depth is only 5mm and the kerf is 3, so it's just 2 cuts and you're done. Very simple. 5mm. There you go. Now you can see how the picture will slot into the back. Just like that. I just went about half the depth of the wood, so about 8 or 9mm, I think, for these ones. Lastly, a little bit of chamferization, just to open up the reveal so that you don't have that sharp edge leading into the picture. It's just got a nice 45. And there's our profile. It's time to join this thing together. Yeah, careful, set the blade height. Set the blade height correctly. I used my crosscut sled to do the 45s. I do have a chop saw. Sneak up on that cut, like a librarian. That's an AFL reference. It's a very niche one that not many people will get. The chop saw doesn't have a good blade in it, so one day I'll sort that out and I'll probably use the chop saw like a normal person. Anyway, I managed to get the 45s cut nicely and the picture still fits, so very happy. Now for some glue. Now the smart thing to do with these is to lay them all out in a line and stick them together at the joins with blue tape, and then you can roll it up into that into the rectangle, and would have saved me a whole lot of stuffing around with this setup. I did get a nice even pressure from the ratchet clamps, but it was very fiddly, so I don't think I'd recommend, or maybe blue tape then ratchet clamps. We got there in the end, and the picture still fits. Love it. So I'll leave that to dry. And next day, will you look at that? Oh dear. Hey, Princess Pip. Come to hang out in the workshop? Nah? Okay, bye. Right, I think I'm going to use this driftwood as splines. It's a nice dark colour. Notice I was very careful with the blade height there, maybe too careful. And yeah, so to make the splines, I need a thin strip of this nice dark wood. I think it's acacia. And yeah, it would be nice to have a thin rip jig, and maybe a better way of holding the material while I'm putting it through the saw. It felt a bit sketchy, so maybe don't try this at home. So in the end, I got myself a nice strip, and what I should have done at that point is sand it and make sure it fits. Instead, what I did was cut it into small chunks. I think I couldn't see if it fit because I hadn't cut the splines yet. Here we go, we'll do that now. I should have done those operations the other way around. Cut the splines first, cut the spline slots first, then cut the splines to go in them, and test fit before chopping them into the small pieces. That would have been much better. As it was, they didn't fit, they were too thick, and I had to use this ancient sander to make them thinner. And the problem with that is this is really difficult to hold them. I could have stuck them to something else, or I'm sure there's lots of other ways. Maybe you guys could tell me in the comments below how I could have done that better. But I managed to keep all my fingers and got all four to fit. And now, way too much glue. Way too much glue. Look out, here comes Inspector Pod to make sure I'm doing things correctly. Actually, I think mostly he just wants to sniff the glue. It's not good for you, mate. Can you hear the wind out? It's crazy weather we're having here. looking good. Before that dries up, I've got myself a jar of sawdust collected from the sander. If you just put a bit of glue on your finger, dip it in there, then you can seal up those tiny cracks and little holes. Works really well. I went straight for the pull saw to cut this off, and it took ages. That pull saw is probably 10 years old, maybe more, and rusty. Let's try something else. Much better. Much cleaner cut. Quick and easy. Should have done that first. I'm really loving the contrast of the dark acacia in the lighter Rimu for the splines. Oh, good. Time for a bit of sanding. I actually did a heap more sanding than I've shown here. Mostly by hand, getting into the corners, and I just broke all of the really sharp edges with some 240 grit sandpaper. Lots of sanding. I always get nervous cutting acrylic or perspex, but I'm not sure why. I've never had a problem. And straight in she goes. Clown face is pointless, foiled. Can't see through that. It's got the protective coating on it still. Nice tidy workbench. There you go. You take the coating off now, you can see. And have a look at that. That looks like a picture frame. Pretty pleased with myself right about now. At first I wasn't sure what to do to hold the picture in there. It's a 3mm space, and I thought I'll just mill down this crappy old board and that'll do the job. I'm not having much luck in this project with metal. This board, turns out, had several little nails still in it. And they were too small for my beeper to pick up. So, very annoying. That would have destroyed the blades on the old Bumblebee, but the new helical cutter, not a problem. Just punch them out and plane it down to about 3mm. You wouldn't want to go much thinner on a planer like this. There's a depth stop at 3.2mm, so I figured 3 would be alright. I'll just cut out the nicest piece and then cut it to length and then width. And yeah, that's the job done. I'm loving putting this thing together. Fits perfectly. And still very pleased with myself. Time to put some finish on. I really love this Feast Watson hard wax. Really easy to apply, and you end up with a lovely silky smooth finish. So 2 coats. You put on 1 coat, let it dry for a couple of hours, give it a buff, and then repeat, and the results are magnificent. I headed to Bunnings and picked up some picture frame hardware. These little clips are perfect for the frame I've made. Just so easy to install. I didn't even need to drill any holes or anything. The screws are so tiny they just go straight in. Because the stack of the Perspex picture and the backer fit so perfectly, they are absolutely perfect for this job. I also like these little kind of rack and pinion guys for the holder or the hanger rather than a string. Sit nice and close to the wall. Again, really easy to install. And yeah, there we go. That's the finished item, all ready to hang on the wall. Happy days. And there you have it, folks. One picture frame, my very first one, and I'm very confident that all of you guys could achieve this if you wanted to. It's really quite easy. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider a subscribe. Stay tuned for more interesting little projects. Cheers, guys.